Oh no, I can help there. I can literally take everything, but I switched to silver, so feel free to say whatever you would like to say.
Alright, yeah, hello everyone. I'm highflyer28. I'm normally an SMB3 speedrunner, but this year I have learned some other speedruns. Bucky was actually the first one on the list. I'm actually very happy to be able to showcase this. I will say Bucky is a very challenging speedrun, outside of hard mode, of course, but it's definitely one of those runs where it's not free by any means. It doesn't matter how much practice you put into the game. There's always some part that's going to get you, as I was explaining to Dave not too long ago. But yeah, we're just going to make the most of it, and hopefully everybody will enjoy the speedrun. And I'm glad to have Dave here to commentate for me, because he knows a lot more of the game than I do, other than, just from what I hear Dave say. So might as well have the expert give you the info about the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready if you're ready, Dave.
And I am not muted anymore. Sorry. Yeah, we're just antisocial. Okay, so I can count you down.
Alright.
Okay, so whenever you want to go on the title, I'll do it quick because I know the title screen is kind of annoying. Alright, let's
yeah, it is.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
oop,
hold on.
False start.
Yep, false start. I forgot this thing you can't skip, like in Mario.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and I'll let you
3,
know.
2,
So
1, go! Did we get it?
Maybe.
No.
No.
Okay.
I think it's 7 seconds, so...
Okay, we'll wait until the thing goes this time. Then
actually...
Okay. 3, 2... No! Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Go. Okay, we're good.
Oh my goodness.
It's all part of the plan, calculated.
All
we
right.
did this with General Andrews too.
I know. Yeah.
you would think we would learn by now.
Dude, Bucky is amazing, but like it's got one of those title screens. It's like super annoying.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
See, I'm used to SMB3 where you can skip the curtains, so.
Alright, so yeah, no, Bucky, there's so much to say about this game. This particular category is workless, so it's a little bit different than I think like the traditional normal that people run. So workless literally plays all the stages. In normal mode Bucky or hard mode Bucky, there's two very prominent death warps in Red Planet and Yellow Planet, and it actually skips like probably 3 or 4 minutes off the run, so they're actually 100% worth doing. But in workless, we see all the stages. And that changes some of the stages a little bit and how you do them. The most, I think, kind of that gets changed is Yellow Planet, because there's suddenly like 11 more stages in Yellow Planet that you have to go through, or screens rather. And then other than that, you have to finish Red Planet, but you only skip a couple of stages in Red Planet stuff. But this, if you've never seen it, absolutely one of my favorite speedruns, absolutely one of my favorite NES games casually. Extremely, extremely good game. The speedrun, as Highflyer was saying, is not free. There's even, like, I think regardless of difficulty, there's quite a few difficult kind of sections in this game, but I think what makes it kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say like marathon friendly, is if you die in this game, there's almost no good ways. It's a really weird, interesting mix, because you have like checkpoints that are very generous, because as long as you progress to the next screen, you can restart that screen. But you also have death sequences, which sometimes take away like 30 seconds or whatever, so it adds up very quickly. And yes, I might have run this game a couple of times.
Just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple. So we're entering the first boss here. It's the Green Planet guy. His name is Toadborg or something, I'm not exactly sure. And he takes 40 hits. So in this game, you can mash, but you can only have 3 bullets on the screen at any given time. So positionally, you kind of have to like get close to this dude. And if you have good mashing, you'll be able to kill him on the right side here, which you did. Good job.
Thank you.
It's a pretty fun one, very good. Yes, the Lore Master. So regardless of category, Blue Planet is always next. This is a scary menu in a marathon, so good job.
Yes.
I had like the slow cursor movement. Really, you just want to go to Blue Planet. But like for real, like, if you wind up in red or yellow, like it's over. You have the game over and it's really awkward. So why we do Blue Planet next is two reasons. First of all, we need Green Planet and Blinky. We get Blinky in the Green Planet cutscene here, and he's the only character who can destroy these ice blocks. Why? Because game design in 1990. And the other reason that we do Blue Planet next is at the very end there's a girl named Jenny, and she, if you've never seen the speedrun, we'll save it for a little bit, but she's a very important character. Literally, I think like MVP, hands down in the speedrun. There's no other person like Jenny. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
I want to take a moment for a second to talk to my brothers about hard mode. So in hard mode, iceberg screen coming up is devilishly difficult. It's easily one of the hardest things in like NES gaming to get through this. In normal and workless, it is free. Like you can do whatever the hell you want on this screen. You don't have anything to do. Like you just stand here and take bullets all day to the face, like 100%.
Yep.
But yeah, in hard mode, this is ridiculous. It's absolutely one of the worst screens ever. So there was a race a long time ago on SRC, or I guess it was Speedruns Live back then, and it literally took people 4 hours to beat this stage in hard mode. It was just crazy. So in Callum's record, he has the record in hard mode. He also has the record in normal. It was very fitting because when Callum got to the screen in normal, he just stood here, and I'm like, that's amazing. It's like, hell no, man, I've done my time.
Yep. I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, the iceberg is crazy. So, Blue Planet. Ooh.
That was weird.
There you go. Get stuck in the ice block, that's kind of silly.
I've never seen that before.
Absolutely optimal Bucky one day is going to be really scary because you can actually zip through these icebergs, or like little ice blocks, and you can save like maybe half a second, but it's like a 1 frame window, I'm pretty sure. And if you do it badly, specifically in hard mode or normal, technically it damages you, but hard mode it kills you, so nobody ever made that RTA, thankfully. And this boss is another reason that everybody loves Bucky O'Hare. All the speedrunners unanimously agree this is the best boss. Probably in NES speedrunning. But he is Al Negator, and he has 160 health, so he is a mash fest. And it just takes forever to kill this guy. Nobody likes this boss. It's a rough one. So that was pretty good mashing. We're out of Blue Planet, and more importantly, we get Jenny. So MVP Jenny. We'll see a little cutscene afterwards. Why we run the Japanese version is mainly just the text.
In the very beginning, for the most part. And then the ship.
Yeah, there's there's one cutscene that's missing, I guess, in the Japanese version, right at the very beginning, and then there's also faster text throughout the run. Otherwise, everything is the same. And you probably save like maybe close to like 12 to 16 seconds or somewhere in that range, just running the Japanese version alone. So Red Planet, really best. Let's see the cat jams. And I firmly believe this is one of the best tracks, literally on NES.
Yes, this is my favorite of the whole game.
100%, yeah, same here. I absolutely love this one. So cat jams in chat. Let's appreciate the Red Planet. But
alright, this part.
Yeah. Funny enough, like once you learn to speedrun this is one of the easiest screens, but I would go far to say that this is actually one of the hardest screens casually. It's very much.
I wouldn't know from experience.
It's very much like a death fest, so it's really awkward. What's up, Prince Leaf? Can we get a shout out for Prince Leaf, please, Nico?
Yes.
Prince Leaf was supposed to actually run in this particular slot, but he sliced his finger open, or thumb rather, on a steak knife.
Oof.
So
ow.
Hopefully you're feeling better, Prince Leaf, but 100% go follow Prince Leaf as well. Awesome guy. Very good speedrunner. So this climb absolutely is one of the worst climbs.
Despise. Yes.
Yeah, it's not a fun one. Every speedrunner also unanimously agrees this Red Planet climb.
Whoops. And that is why. What I mean by this game is not free. I practice this climb a lot, and it doesn't matter. You're always gonna get tripped up.
Yeah, no, it's really easy. Not only to survive this climb and lose a bunch of time, but accidentally like walk into like one of those things and die.
Yep.
There's a huge variation. Variation in like how fast you can do this climb. So it's a dumb one.
And the jumps, trying to get the really sweaty jumps are very tight too.
Oh yeah, we can also say by name Callum made this section horribly uncomfortable for everybody in the future. So thank you, Callum.
Yeah.
He really wrecked this climbing game in general.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess, the first big difference to work with. Green and Blue Planet basically play the same in all categories, but this one normally is where you take the Death Warp in hard mode and normal. But we get to see a giant green ball because warpless. So.
Yep. It's an auto-scroller, but not really an auto-scroller.
Yeah, it's a weird one. So this is the only scene, I guess, that you would skip with the Death Warp and warpless. And
yeah. Little DLC for everybody, basically.
Yeah, I would say like this is kind of like why the Death Warps are kind of nice is this particular screen, but there's a couple screens in yellow, but at least yellow, there's like a game. This one, you're just standing on a green ball. It's like, okay. So Jenny, this is why she's an MVP. Her ball does something ridiculous, like 1 damage per frame or something like 2 damage per frame. So there, as fast as you can humanly mash, as fast as you can imagine anyone mashing, you cannot out DPS Jenny. She just vaporizes every single boss. It's just not possible to out DPS her. So that's why we get her specifically second in the row. And Yellow Planet is a really weird one because in normal or warpless, it becomes borderline free for like the first like 5 screens because all you have to do, there's actually a weird glitch in this game where if you're holding left, there's actually no hit stun. And all you have to do in normal, like this drastically plays different in hard, but in normal and workless, you just have to hold left for the first few screens. But in workless, it's really weird because after the vertical climb section, there is a card section, and we going for card skips or no?
Just the first one.
Okay. So there's actually 3 card skips in workless, and one of them is awful. Actually, I guess both of them are awful. They're a 2-frame window for both of them. They save effectively 10 seconds, and some jerk ass put them into the world record run.
Gee, I wonder who that was.
It might have been me. But yeah. So I did do the second card skip. I skipped the third one. I got the one that was worth 8 seconds, but it's basically an awful reset point in workless because if you fail the card skip in workless category, you're basically resetting like 10 minutes into the run. So this first one is absolutely free. You have like a gigantic window frame to make this one, but you can technically skip the next two cards here, and they're both 2-frame windows. But what makes this awful is I actually tasked this strat, and you have like 79 frames to jump off that minecart, and then between is like frame 77 and 79, you have to be charging and release your charge to make this thing. But how fast this screen moves at like 60 frames per second, you have way less time than you think you do to kind of like buffer that properly. So the first one saves 8 seconds, the second one saves just over 1. Altogether you can save about 10 seconds in the screen skipping those 2 cards. But we're entering, in my opinion, actually probably the hardest boss kill with Jenny. If you do the quick kill, properly, it's probably the hardest one in this game. So let's see how highflyer does. I'll be quiet for this.
I think I'm not on the right spot.
Yeah, like 1 pixel over. It's a 3-pixel window to set this up, so you'll get hit.
Oh, I got it.
Partially, yeah. You'll get hit on the second wave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's at least what I was going for.
No, that was good. That was a good recovery for sure. So I wish I played this game in English. I actually don't know what happens here. Like, you spend all of this time running around these 4 planets, you rescue all your friends, and then they all get kidnapped or something again.
And get brainwashed.
Yeah, it's like, why did we even do any of this? Like, come on, man. We didn't need to do anything. We're just gonna brainwash everybody.
Yeah. Just put them on the ship already.
Exactly.
Maybe do all this work to have to rescue them again.
Absolutely. We didn't have to go through any of this. Exactly, the lousy friends. Nico's got it. So, I don't know if you know how to do this. In this particular screen, there's probably the only glitch that exists in this game, and there's a 1-frame window on this platform coming up above here, but you can jump off this ledge very specifically after this toad, right here. And you can actually walk under all of these blocks. So like Blinky basically clips like half a tile into the ground.
Oh.
And it saves...
I actually didn't even know that was a thing.
I'm pretty sure I got it in every single time that I posted on SRC, but in normal and workless, it's actually a better strat because in hard mode you have to jump over one of the enemies at the end. But in normal or workless, you can just plow through everything. So it does actually save a considerable amount of time. But
to look into that.
This game is so weird because like, okay. Should do Jenny. Jenny is awful in this boss fight. This, in my opinion, is maybe like the second worst boss fight. Only because like her contact damage is insane. She does so much damage here. And optimal Jenny kill, you can kill her. Oh, okay, you can kill her before she reaches that ledge there. But I don't judge you at all for bitching out running off the ledge like that.
That's actually the way I normally do it because usually I have less health. But
okay. Yeah, no, she.
Yeah,
I don't know if she would have killed you if she walked into you, but it was pretty close. I think you would have survived one more hit. But the scary part about that section is she can kind of like double hit you there, so you really get wasted.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole section is really weird. Cell is... I don't know where to place Cell. Cell isn't really a hard section. It's kind of out of place because it's almost chronological, like how difficult the stages get in order. But...
Oops. Oh, I forgot to switch to Jenny. Oops. It's alright.
I believe Willie's not gonna one-shot you.
Let's go.
Man, Willie's free. Look at this chunk.
A clean Willie.
There you go.
As Blag would say.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for that, Leaf. I appreciate that a lot, man.
Oh, damn. Pog.
But as I was gonna say, like, it's such a weird thing here because, like, Cell is not really hard, and then I don't know if I would say Magma is harder than Escape, but Escape I think is harder in hard mode, but I think in normal and workless I would say Magma coming up is the hardest stage. But you can correct me if I'm wrong there, you think otherwise.
I mean, I have been getting a little better at Magma, but I feel like Magma is a gatekeeper for sure.
It is rough. And this is actually very good positioning. So there's a 3-pixel window you can stand here. And just basically skip. I wouldn't say like skip like this auto-scroller, but you can stand very safely so like none of these weird flashy spike balls or like asteroids and stuff like that will hit you.
Yeah.
And you can just stand
I think Magma is just harder just because there's so many acts. There's so many screens on that stage. There's like what, 15, 16 maybe?
Yes.
At least?
There's a lot of screens you can die and lose a lot of time in. This screen in particular is like my only blight on Bucky. I wish it didn't exist because weirdly enough in this speedrun, you can skip almost every auto-scroller because of those death warps, but you cannot skip this one. You're just stuck on this elevator. Someone in chat needs to be that hero. Figure out a way that we can skip this section just forever. Everyone would be grateful.
Yeah.
Ooh boy. Bucky scraped his head on those spikes.
Yeah. Good thing for hitboxes, right? I wonder if that was intentional because there are some of these where you walk across and it's like very close and you're like, how did I make it through there?
I don't know. They are a little bit scarier looking than they are, but they're still actually pretty precise. So you don't have a huge leniency in walking under these things, but they're not as horrible as they also look.
Right.
So we end, thankfully, Cell in the elevator section. We have the duck. Deadeye, sorry, I guess you have the name. But he maybe is probably the biggest pushover of all of the little bosses here. It's really hard to even see Deadeye hit you. You like really have to colossally mess up this boss fight for him to get a shot.
Yeah.
Turn off the game, yes. New timing ends getting to the screen, it would be amazing. So we are entering everyone's favorite for sure is Magma Tanker. Magma? It depends how you do it. Omquat, I saw him in chat just moments ago. Or no, I'm an idiot.
A salvage.
Yeah, we have salvage and then Magma.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the skip I wanted, so this might not be good. Okay, we're good. I don't know how he survived that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty scary.
Oh man. Yeah, so when you don't get the when you don't get him off screen, it's very dicey.
Yes. Sorry. Salvage is a weird one. I think anyway, salvage isn't too terrible. It's actually extremely short too. But being able to kind of like walk through some of these enemies, there's a heart in the next screen that I'm assuming Highflyer will grab because it's like right in your face.
Yeah.
But you can use that heart and you can damage boost through a lot of these enemies, so trying to figure out how to pass through the screen becomes extremely trivial. And low-key...
I hate this room.
Dude,
so
low-key,
much.
this is one of the worst rooms in the game. Like, so the slugs, if they jump on your head, they completely ruin your jumping momentum and your walking momentum.
Like that.
Yes. So at least you have enough power to fly as Blinky to get through, but yeah, you walk real slow. It's like... Funny thing too is Murag accidentally figured out a glitch. Ooh, dude, excellent job. That's not free.
No, not at all.
No, dude, you have my respect.
That makes up for not going for card skips.
Yeah, okay. We won't talk about the card skip. We'll just focus on the one cycle in that room. It was like chef's kiss.
Yep.
But yeah, that one.
This part though, however, I still struggle trying to one-shot this. I knew it. It's really hard.
This one's pretty tricky to go through one cycle as well. Funny enough, at the end of that room, there's a true one frame as well, where you can jump out of that murky stuff with any character, but it's a one frame window. So, very good boss skill. Now we have Magma coming up, and no longer a liar. Yeah, thank you for that as well, Nat. So yeah, Magma,
I hate this stage. I hate this stage.
Yeah, it's very misleading because the first jump is pretty free, and then this is one of the worst jumps in the entire game. So actually, Highflyer, excellent job. You did it the old school way. Omquat, I was gonna say earlier, actually figured out a way that removes this awful jump that actually Highflyer just did. So the old school way, I think, is a 2-frame window. So getting through that section without dying, jumping like that is not free. It's a very easy source of death, especially on pace, especially like late into the run. This, coincidentally, is like one of the longest screens in Bucky. Oh, Duck.
I know.
Just like scraping his head again. But this is one of the longest screens in Bucky, and it's moderately terrifying, not because it's easy to die here, but if you accidentally die here, you end up losing a lot of time. Like, you can lose up to a minute in this screen alone. So it's always kind of a sigh of relief when you get past here. Okay, I see. So we should probably be able to damage boost the rest of these guys, or not? Okay.
I was trying to skip that one because I try to go with as much health as I can into the other screen.
I guess, yeah, depending how you learn this, the rotating screens coming up, you might need help for.
Yeah, it's the part with the monkeys that I try to get as much health as I can.
Oh yeah, no, they're amazing.
And you know why. During my practice runs, I was getting scammed by them. Oh, nope. I jumped too high. Oops.
You could just say you're going for the Callum strat. Callum actually makes that jump, and it's just mad. Like, it saves like 0.2. You're like, Callum, like, why? But Callum figured out a very cool way to just do that. He 100%, like, go check out speedrun.com after. And literally just look at Callum's record. It, in my opinion, is honestly one of the most underrated records on the NES. doesn't matter if it's hard mode or normal. It's so good what he did to both categories. So
I've watched him personally myself. It's quite impressive to even see how he even does any of that, honestly.
Oh, he's insane. So these rotating rooms are a headache. Once you kind of learn the speedrun strats to get through, they're not too bad, but yeah.
Oops. Jumped up, almost a little too late, or too early.
It's actually interesting to see you do this all with Bucky.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like to mash those guys. Okay, this part is the worst part, I think, in this whole stage.
Yes. So they're technically not random because you can control them, but they're still extremely annoying because depending on the stage timer, which is random by the time that you get here, you can have these little monkeys or whatever they're called, and they just kind of like jump and fall from the sky. And they're very close to being programmed to like basically fall on your like Y coordinate. So you can just be standing in the middle or in the middle of a jump and take a hit like that as you're jumping and just like plummet to your death. They can also shoot, which they were very pacifist right now and they didn't really do anything. So this little spot.
That's the best monkeys I think I've gotten.
This is a pretty good run so far. I think you only had 2 deaths. Like this is really
good. Just 2. Yeah, let's see if I can try to get this. Now we need the good RNG here. The only RNG in this game. Nope, of course I didn't get it.
Yeah, of course she shoots. But yeah, so this boss is also technically on a stage timer, but you don't really have great control when you get here. So if you get here on a weird kind of like stage timer, it'll shoot low instead of high, and the spot that Highflyer was kind of like hanging out in the bottom left is 100% safe unless it shoots low. That's the only thing that will hit you in that boss fight.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 if you get the right one. If he goes up, then you can one-shot that, basically, which is what I was trying to do. Yeah, of course, how do you end the game? With an auto-scroller.
Yeah. Even though I just complain about auto-scrollers, like I guess my brain doesn't register this one as an auto-scroller because you're moving right. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, so we actually learned very recently that this whole section is on a frame rule. And this actually one upside to running normal in particular and workless is this particular section. There's some pretty exclusive boss kills that you can't do in hard mode. But because you can do those boss kills in normal, if you do the screen properly, you actually save about 5 seconds hitting the fastest frame roll, which for years, like, nobody actually knew that. It was Ireland of Endor and Sidetrack that kind of took the game apart and actually figured it out for the rest of the runners. And then some other people like Retro Runner really improved kind of like the normal kills. You can see it, I don't know if you do like the kind of like the record kill on the upcoming boss, but
what is that exactly?
Where you do double damage, basically all 4 cycles, and you kill those things in like 1.5 cycles each.
Oh, I didn't even know you could kill it that quick. I mean, I know if you get the correct sound cue, you know you're doing like more damage at a time, but
correct, yeah. So yeah, there's a very specific way, but it's almost borderline normal exclusive. You can do the first boss kill in hard mode, but it's very, very difficult because in normal it requires 1 hit, in hard mode it requires extremely precise dodges. But here it's possible to double damage, and usually if you don't get the double damage, this is solo damage. Still solo. So it'll take probably like 3 or 4 cycles for these bars to get killed, going back and forth like that. But it's possible with kind of like a weird glitch. Willy can do double damage, and you utilize that in the ship kill at the very end as well. And if you do the double damage thing, he kills these bars, I think, in about 1.5 cycles, or like barely 2, something like 1.7. And low-key, this is one of the scariest bosses, depending how you kill it, both in normal and hard, because you take a lot of damage kind of like trading with him. And there's a heart rate after, but if you're not careful, you can easily die here. 2 shots left, so we're okay here.
Yep.
And there you go, heart. So we're entering probably one of the weirdest boss kills. The first section actually doesn't even matter, same with the second section. But what ends up being a thing is at the very end, actually, there's a 2 pixel window that you can completely quick kill this boss.
Yeah, you don't want to go around the ship.
No, and that's the worst part. If you actually miss the quick kill, so I'll be quiet here. If you actually miss the quick kill, it literally costs like a minute to cycle the ship back around. And
yeah, you're actually better off just taking the plunge.
You are, yes, you're actually better off dying. So this is a 2 pixel window. Let's see if highflyer gets it. You're good. You're good there.
It was a little, it was a little slow, but I did get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Whew. I was a little worried there. I was like, can you go?
You have the commentary help, man. I could be like, yo, you're in that pixel. You're fine. You're just dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was just weird. I'm like,
Yeah, so that saves like upwards to almost a minute or 45 seconds. So regardless of what category you're running, like you need to hit that at the end. And this is a very normal exclusive quick kill, so workless and normal only, where you take the hits here and you damage boost through this guy. You can kill him extremely quickly if you damage boost. Okay, you're doing it that way. If you let him kind of like go into your hitbox, you can kill him probably where he is right now. So it removes quite a few of these cycles, but still, even taking the hits at the very beginning, it's very much like a normal or workless thing. And this will be time.
Time now.
There you go. 28.
Not bad. 22 and a half seconds off PB.
That's pretty good. That was a good run.
Yeah, I was only +7 after salvage. I was kind of surprised. Alright, and Bucky saves the day and defeats Toad Marshall, I think his name is.
Yeah, I would say regardless of category, if you can get sub 30 in a marathon setting, you did good.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was definitely the goal.
No, it's very easy to die just a couple of times, and then all of a sudden it's over 30 minutes. So. Yeah. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the run. Thank you for having me again, Dave, and shout out again to Princely for unfortunately not being able to do the runs, but I was glad to be able to fill in. So yeah, again, thanks for the opportunity, and hopefully I'll be able to do another run in the future. And again, hopefully, thank you everybody for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. It's an honor to be able to do something like this, and yeah, I guess good luck to all the runners in the upcoming runs, and GG's to the runners who did do their runs already. So yeah, thanks again. Awesome, thank you, man. Always appreciate you having whatever you're submitting. Honestly, it's been a lot of different things from Bucky to Mega Man X. So it's always cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, next time I do Mega Man X, I'll do that route I was telling you about.
Sure, that sounds good. Yeah, go check out Highflyer. Really good runner, really nice guy. Very much in the Pokemon trading card game as well, so he's a Pokemon nerd, and I can appreciate that.
Yep. Yeah, I got a tournament coming up on the coming weekend, so yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'll see you around. Thanks again, Dave.
You are very welcome. Thanks for running.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one, everyone.